Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to PSI. I'm Mark. If you haven't seen me before, I was just looking for the launch button to go live then. How are we all doing? Is it raining where you are? It's absolutely chucking it down here. Hi, Shandy. Hi, Ellie Bell. You got to go to sleep for tomorrow's trip. Cool. Thanks for coming. See you again. Rochelle. Hi. Hi, Mike. Franz. Christina. Hello. Rochelle is Canadian. Good evening, Rachel, our moderator. How are you doing? I'm not going to do that all night. Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? The infamous pen. Yeah, I've actually got something to keep me occupied. I'm one of these people that has to have something in my hands doing something. There you go. Fidget spinner. I can sit and twiddle with that as I'm talking. Unforgettable. How are you doing? I'm great, thank you. Hitting the road tomorrow for 6 hours road trip. Wow. That's a good road trip. Christina, great. Sweden got our rain finally. Excellent. Yeah, we've had it for the last 2 days. Ta-da, fidget spinner, yeah. It's a brass one. Tony gave it to me to keep me occupied as I'm doing things. Hi, Jack. How are you doing? Unforgettable's great. How am I? Yeah, I'm good. I've just got out the shower. I'm actually dressed this time. Same where you are. It's raining. Where are you, Shandy? Are you in America? I can't remember where you was from. We're all good on here, Jack. Thank you. Lancashire. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, you are from there. Good job, you know. It's rained there for 3 days. Wow. Well, it's good for the grass. We've just put some new grass seed down because the dog keeps running up and down on the garden and he's worn a path and it's just mud. So I dug it over and put loads of grass seed down. Gillian is early to bed tonight. Got grandson's sports day tomorrow morning. Wow. Yeah. Our son's sports day is on Monday. They only give us a week's notice. So it was hard. I can't get off work to go watch it. But Tina's going to go and watch Mason. How's the cat, Rochelle? Hope the bears don't eat it. Well, the dog's out there, and we've put some like sticks up with string and things tied to the string, so it keeps the birds away. We've also got a cat and rabbits and guinea pigs, so they keep the birds away. Lancashire, you only got told tonight about the sports day. Yeah, what is it with schools not giving much notice nowadays? At Eel on Monday. No, I've got to save a sick day for something else. I would have got it for a holiday day, but obviously we've only a week's notice. Our schedule's already up for next week. Yuki is licking his tail, Mark. Someone left a kitten on my doorstep at 4 a.m. last night. All right. Well, it's been good that you've taken that kitten in. That's very kind of you. His mum and dad are working, so grandma to the rescue. Yeah, that was our next thing. We didn't obviously want Mason to be there by himself, so we would have asked his grandparents. Wow. Yeah. Good job you like cats. Yeah, so There's a few things to talk about. As I'm talking about it, you guys can give me your experiences as well. Once a week, I do like to have a catch up with everybody and inform you guys what we're up to as well. Um, so you may have seen the notice I put out on the community page on YouTube about my haunted hotel. Did you see that? We've been invited to. Oh, your son has 3 dogs, 1 cat, and a sheep. Well, Mason wanted a donkey, but it just wasn't going to happen. Yeah, press the thumbs wherever that is. I'm just looking now. Where's the thumbs? I'm on a desktop. I can't see it. Is it? Oh, Gillian, it's you that's going in August. Yeah, we'll be there before then. So we'll warm the beds up for you. The like on the video. Oh, I'm just looking now where it can't see a thumbs up on this desktop anywhere. Yeah, we'll be there before August. It's a special debunking series. There's PSI, and I believe 2 other groups going. I'm not certain of who they are. I've had an inkling of who one of them is, but I'm not going to say anything because it's. I don't know if they want people to know. It's going to be a surprise. Your husband had a sheep named Puff as a kid. Wow. What happened to that sheep? Did he end up? If it Can you eat them when they die? Is that, or you don't eat them when they die? Is it too old? Do we have to take sleeping bags and your own towels? I believe it's not an accommodating hotel as such where you can get room service. That's what I've been told. Yeah, although there is rooms with beds in them, they did say if we're staying overnight, take a couple of sleeping bags, which we don't mind. We probably won't end up in the sleeping bags. We will spend as much time as we can investigating that place. What we did at the ancient Ramin, we did a 5.5 hour drive to get there, then a 9.5 hour investigation, and another 5.5 hours to get back. It was a long day. Hello, creepy doll. Yes, I am good, thank you. How are you doing? Yeah, didn't really say. We don't know whether we need to take our own food. We're just gonna, if they don't have any food on premises, we'll just go to a nearby pub and get a pub meal or something. Badger, hello, how are you doing? Good name, Mark. What? Sorry, what was that? What was a good name? Yeah, Christina wants everybody to press like. I'm not sure if you're on a mobile phone watching or a desktop or a tablet or wherever that like is. Just press it. Red shoes. Yeah, that was a long day. It was a long day, and I was up at 6 a.m. before we actually set off. So I was awake over 24 hours. I was absolutely tired. Um, on the way back driving, I would have shared the driving with Tony, but he wanted to drive. But all the way back, Tony was singing to himself because I kept falling to sleep. And he was trying to keep himself awake, so he kept singing. No, you can't eat your pet. All right, okay. Oh, it was a pet and they buried him. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're all right, Badger. Thank you. Creepy doll is saying there was a baby sheep on a sheep farm and I worked on it. It was very small. When it was born, it had to be bottle fed. Farmer's wife named her Macaroni. Apparently, there's a pub a bit further down which is the same age as My Haunted Hotel. Yeah, it's got. I think My Haunted Hotel is roughly around 400 years old. The same before that, it's got the grounds is where an old Roman town or something used to be. I haven't really looked into it, to be honest, but we're there to debunk everything we can, and that's what they want us to do. The name for puff for a sheep. Then you said about eating it. Yeah, I mean, you can eat sheep, can't you? Or if you're attached to it and it was a pet, then just give it a burial and say a few words. Gillian popped in to say hi, but he's off now. Take care, Gillian. So I have to get ready to sleep. I will catch up with the video tomorrow. Yeah, please do. The sheep was 10. Is that a good age for a sheep? Ellie Bell said, Dad will be driving, so I'll have plenty of time. Yeah. I don't know if you're like me. When somebody's driving, and obviously you're a passenger, reading things on your phone or from a book, it makes me go a bit funny. I go dizzy. I can't do it. I can't be a passenger and read or anything. You don't eat sheep, they're too cute. Good night, Ellie Bell. Ellie Bell. I never know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, my haunted hotel. It first started obviously with, it was a couple of months back on a video. Somebody sent me a link asking me to debunk what was going on. And I don't know if this person just wanted them bringing down a few pegs or anything, but I wasn't prepared to do that. I debunked what was going on, but it was on their behalf. It wasn't faked. It worked out. It was just their camera speed, the shutter speed, and possibly even the processor speed to their CCTV system, where the bottle, if you look at our videos, it rolls off the bar and it kind of vanishes. It disappears before it hits the floor, then it reappears again. It's just that the camera speed and that it's the processor speed isn't quick enough to keep up with the speed of the bottle falling. And they liked that video and they was impressed with it, and that's why they've asked PSI to come along. So I spoke to, who was the first one I spoke to? I think I got an email originally off Brett, one of the owners, just telling me a few basic details, and if I wanted to know anything, to give him a call. No answer for a few days, so I got in touch with them through their Facebook page, and I spoke to Danny. Danny said, basically said, yeah, you booked in 10 up for 7, and that was it. Okay, fine. And then I think it was the next day I got a phone call off Brett while I was doing a service in church. So I called him when I left the church, and he was telling me all the details, basically. So it's going to be a good night. I don't know if they do it live, do they? That's how you say it. Ellie Bell. Oh, is that right then? Cool. Rochelle, I've had a sheep for a snuggle buddy. They had goats and sheep on the farm, but before he wanted a pet, and his father just allowed him to keep Puff. All right, cool. What's my opinion on psychic Ian Lawman? Could he be legit or just another Derek Akora? Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember, I don't want to upset anybody. This will be just my opinion. Probably a real nice guy. I've said this before about psychics or mediums. They're making a TV show. They have to make it entertaining for viewers to watch, like us guys to watch them. If they just sat there saying nothing, it'd be boring, wouldn't it? So, if you could back his statements up with historical fact, then yeah, I'm all for that. But PSI, I think we've told you before, both Tony and myself are from originally from that kind of church, spiritualist church. We've done trance mediumship readings, psychometry, the lot, you know what I mean? And we do not use that on investigation with PSI. PSI are a scientific based, kind of evidence based team. So we don't kind of have room for psychic / mediums, although we could do that ourselves. Yeah, so that's my opinion on Ian Lawman. When they're doing Help My Home is Haunted, I don't watch it. It's one of those shows I'm not that keen on, to be honest. Love to see you there, Christina. Shandy's saying, I've tasted sheep sweat at primary school. You mean sweet? I was learning how to make it into fabric. I've only been carding it. the wall. The man said, lick your fingers. We did. Blech. Why? Why would you do that? Rob Dog, hello, how are you doing, sir? Good evening. Cheap sweater, but he couldn't do that. No, I wouldn't recommend anybody do that, to be honest. Creepy doll. Fair makes sense. Yeah, I've no doubt, right, that there is gifted people out there. Most of what you see on social media are fake or just cold reading. But there is one or two in the past. How many years? I'm never give my age away then. I'll say the last 31 years I've been doing this sort of thing. I've probably met two people that call themselves mediums, and I couldn't fault them. They was spot on. They even come out with names, and they didn't know me from Adam. So I do believe these gifted individuals out there. Christina said, I think the same, and I've done some readings and it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, readings, again, if you're doing them yourself, it's you're interpreting that and giving that to other people. They've either got to accept that evidence or not. And I'm the kind of person that will only kind of accept it with facts and historical facts. That's just the way we are. It's just PSI that all over. We are a pretty skeptical team. But yeah, I think there's room for that sort of thing out there. If I'm doing it myself, obviously I believe in what I'm doing myself. You never like that one. You like Ghost Chasers. He's on that one. Most of them, I do like the one with Jack Osborne in. He's not too big-headed. In fact, he isn't. I mean, obviously, I've seen all of them, but I don't really watch most of them. Rob Dog, I'm good. How are you? Rachel, please leave a like, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Yuki is a lavender point Siamese cat. Beto Weedos think I have an admirer because Yuki is a fancy kitten. He's obviously a purebred kitten. So who leaves a fancy cat on someone's doorstep at night? Yeah. I don't suppose it's being checked for any kind of chip or anything. You probably do that by taking it to a vet. I don't know if they charge you, or a pet shop maybe. They'd check it for a chip and see if it's got an address. Was he in a box, says Shandy, or was he just kind of just stuck there? Or did they knock on the door and run? Christine is still waiting for somebody that can read them. I need facts and only got BS. Yeah, I understand that. It was in a box, right? Yeah, it's being dumped on your doorstep then if he was in a box. It's now your property. The farm you worked at raised Suffolk sheep, so cute. They look like wearing stockings. Smash the like button on entry, says Shandy. You love Jack Osborne. Yeah. He's only been investigating for a couple of years. He's not got too much experience, but he's one of the only probably people on TV that I would investigate with. He could probably learn if you excuse me, a few things off us. Free. Oh, 4:30. Oh, you're going to the vets. Okay. Hi, Tina. How are you doing? Tina, the other mod is in. Did you want a cat? Oh, you've got one. He's a kitten. They're cute when they're kittens. I do. I mentioned online I wanted a kitten after Nora died in May. Oh, right. Okay. It might be a present off somebody then. You like the show with the Ghost Brothers? It was called Lights Out. A really good show, but cancel now. Right. Yeah, is that where they watched videos from YouTube, small clips, and talked about it and kind of rated which was the scariest or something. It was all right. That. To be honest, I did actually like the Ghost Brothers when they investigated alone. That was pretty funny. Hello, Bumfluff. Right, right, right. So, does anybody know when My Haunted Hotel do their investigations, if they are live at the time or is it pre-recorded? I mean, if it's live, then obviously we can send you a link to watch Debunkers special at My Haunted Hotel. So they want us to get there. Who was it who was asking me? I forgot now. Probably gone. Wanted us to get there for 7 p.m. To do some interviews. Want to interview us, but we're also going to question those guys as well. And we're also going to do a sweep of the place, some baseline sweeps, some readings. It was yesterday. Got a notification. Yeah, sorry for your loss in May. Sorry for that you've lost your cat. Yeah, one of the Ghost Brothers has a channel here, and he calls his investigations the Graveyard Shift. He relies solely on a spirit box in cemeteries. You're not a fan of those? Yeah, ITC work isn't for everybody. I don't mind it, to be honest. I think a lot of it on Ghostbox could be pareidolia, but if you look at the video, what we put up about ghost playing bingo, that's just so strange. So many numbers kept getting shouted out through the Ghostbox. I'm like, what's going on? It used to be a bingo hall. That's all we're putting it down to. We're not saying it's a ghost. We're just saying it was very strange. My Haunted Hotel, record them. Okay, right, okay. Is it an actual hotel business? I am not too sure. I don't think it's a working hotel as such. People can actually stay there in the rooms, but it's to do it's an ongoing investigation. It never stops. So, like, we'll go in for the evening and the night, and then leave in the morning, and then some more people will come in. But apparently, there's not like room service or anything. There is a bar in there. That was interesting, that says Shandy. Yeah, we found it really interesting in that garage. We were testing out that ghost box, what Apidroid sent us. It's a real good ghost box. When are we going to the hotel? Very soon. I don't want to give the date away. Wasn't a number station by mistake. No, no. It was. It wasn't one station. It was going through. I can't remember which FM bandwidth it was. If it was the lower frequency or the high ones. But it scans every radio station. It was faster than a PSB7. So it's multiple stations in a matter of milliseconds. The ghosts are coming with room service. Cool. As long as they bring a beer. Red Shoes saying, Mr. Rough Dog, it used to be an actual hotel, but now it's just for investigations with the bar below. Yeah, we haven't got a clue really. Apparently, they're housing, or they've borrowed, one of the UK's most haunted dolls. Now, you know what we're like? We're very skeptical. We're going to be on that. We're going to be on that, and we're going to be doing some tests. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think items can hold energy, but an actual haunted kind of thing, I don't know. We'll find out. I don't even know whose doll it was. Pittsburgh Paranormal Hunters. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Sledgehammered that like button. please go over to Pittsburgh Paranormal Hunters and smash their like button. I like Pittsburgh Paranormal Hunters. Like I said before, they go to some cool places. Yeah, it's cool. I love. Oh, you love room service. So do I, as long as I'm not paying for it. Yeah, there being some stuff happening with that doll. Christina, do you know the origins of that doll? Who, or the backstory to it? Never had room service. I had room service. I went to Egypt and stayed in Luxor. I was in a 5-star hotel. I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to pay for it. Let's order. But it was really cheap in Egypt. Things are very cheap. Probably wouldn't go now because they're all fighting with each other, I think. Yeah, I was ordering lots of booze. You think she was gifted to them? I'm going to see if I can find something out about this. I know they want us to investigate the hotel for them, which probably means we're using their equipment. However, we are going to go camered up. We will wear 2 body cams each, and we will have our hand cams. We need to get some footage of that place. It is getting very popular now, my haunted hotel in Chester, I believe it is. I don't. Did you guys see that video I put up this evening about the EVPs? I went back to the cemetery with Mason, my son, and we did a few more recordings to try and debunk that particular recorder. I couldn't debunk it as being faulty because I tried different ways. We was there for quite a while. Yeah, bring some stuff up. No, I don't have a room. Think you may put room service on your bucket list? Yeah, you got to do it once. Make sure you tip though when they come to the room, because next time you get it off them, they'll probably spit in your sandwich. Just tip them. Make sure you use mics on your EVPs. There is that, which is what I added to the video. Have I got one lying about somewhere? Like a lapel mic. I've got a little one here. You could use any mic, kind of mic, but this one's got a longer wire on. Plug it in. I mean, you all know this if any of you do investigations. Plug it into the side. Then, even if I'm clicking on the buttons, the mic's here, so it won't pick that clicking up. But you saw me, I was trying it. We couldn't get it to repeat those clicks. Don't know. It's still unruled as unknown. You would love to visit, not sleep there. You don't. To be honest, you don't do much sleeping when you're investigating. Chester, Jack. Yeah, he's in Chester. My son is very cute. Yeah, he loves the paranormal. He's only 7. He wanted to go investigating with me, but he's too young. I didn't mind taking him there because we do go to that cemetery. They've got a big fish pond with koi carp thing, not koi carps, are they? So I like to go look at the fish. Impressive, we went back. Yeah, I needed to get to the bottom of it. I'm not saying it's paranormal, and I'm not saying it's a faulty recorder. It's one of those what we'll never probably know. But I was telling you, I bought a Sony one as well, just in case that one was faulty. Because my Olympus went missing, my Olympus recorder. You'll never guess what was laid in front of me as I opened up my case with all my sound equipment in. My Olympus recorder. It was not there. I do not know how it got there. I checked that. I emptied it, and it's just turned up as I opened it tonight to take the Sony out, which is cool. I don't mind having 2. It's always good to have a few. I don't think I've actually ever cut any EVPs on the Olympus. This is fairly new, the Sony. Sony are always good. Can't really fault them. But I do have a Tascam. This is for more professional work. That's my Tascam sound recorder. Kind of like a miniature sound studio, this thing. These are a lot more expensive than the Sonys or the Olympus and your Tascam. The good thing about Tascam is, well, this particular one, Tony's got one of these as well. When you're playing back, you can do different kind of speeds, reversing. You can play it backwards. You can do all sorts with them. And you can also change the frequency of the microphones on these. Tascam, well worth getting one. This one is the DR05. There's a few different models, but this is cool for what I need it. I only use this if I'm indoors somewhere. If I'm outside, I won't use it because it's too technical. Oh, sorry, I've missed a few of these. Do you mean the clicking noise? Yeah. Mr. Rob Dog. Shandy gets spa treatment, says Rochelle. Rochelle said, Mason is adorable and looks just like me. Do you think? People say he looks like his mum. I mean, Mason's blonde and I'm dark as well. But I was clicking every time. I've missed some there, haven't I? I've heard sounds that don't seem to have a cause. Yeah. Don't know. Lisa, how you doing? Yeah, Tina saying, don't let his looks spoil you. He's got 666 stamped somewhere. He's a little twat. He's at that age. Be good if I could find a similar clicking, see if it sounds like anything else. Yeah, I mean, it's in the middle of the cemetery with nothing around me. I checked which one was it? That one. I checked that one over and over again. It's a really good little recorder, though. It's really sensitive, very sensitive for the price I paid for it. Well, I don't know if these go for about 20 to 30 pounds, something like that. But I do like my smaller ones, the Sonys and the Olympus. However, I do also like my Tascam, which is for more detailed investigations. It'd be good if I could find a similar clicking. Yeah, that is why I went back, and that's why we recorded it again. And I also, somebody asked me, why are you putting it on the gravestone sort of thing when you had it in your hand and it was clicking? I was just ruling out that area, the sounds in that area, and I didn't want to touch it. So trying different methods, really. Kathy, how are you doing? Hi. You also used to use an old-fashioned mini tape player. I've got one of those. I've got a little Sony one with the little tapes. We still keep those. We used to do vintage paranormal investigations, and we've also got reel to reel. We've got some really old gear. Rachel saying, Tim, that's my child, not yours. Mason, sweet. Crafty Witch, how are you doing? Panaka, good evening. Yeah, please do catch up on the replay. Yeah, don't get rid of your vintage recorders, your reel-to-reels, or your little tape decks. I've got so much stuff hanging around here. I think I've got one of the vintage ones just down here. I'll see if I can grab it. Oh, it was. Oh, sorry, I just blew the dust off it. Mr. Rough Dog and others will appreciate this. A bit of dust on it. This is an old Philips deck. Look how old that is. Look, I don't know if that's 70s. It takes them batteries you can't get anymore. Hold the door open. The weirdos are coming. Look, and in there, it's got, without it all falling out, it's got the old recorder and a mic and things. This is vintage stuff. Do not ever get rid of your vintage stuff. You'll find you'll probably get better responses on the tape decks than you will the digital ones. because the tape itself, it's kind of magnetic, isn't it? It attracts that sort of thing. Oh, I better catch up on some of these responses. Rob Dog, I resemble that remark. No, I'm vintage as well. Don't let the looks fool you. Rochelle, oh my God, my stuff is vintage. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love old vintage stuff like that. It is ancient, Kathy, but you find on those, you get some really good EVPs. Love the case. Tony and I, we both got vintage stuff, even reel to reel. You know, the ones with two big reels where it plays one to the other, like from the, is it the 60s or the 50s? I can't remember what era it was from. Stella Maloney, a few nights ago in my house, there was an almost crash, sounded like someone falling downstairs. We couldn't find the cause. We searched everywhere. Oh, wow. You have to keep an eye on that and keep us updated with it. It's a wee thing that fit in my pocket. You love the old stuff to seem legit. Yeah, I mean, that said, you do actually need digital as well. I use the vintage stuff if we're in an indoor location, like somebody's house or something like that. I don't carry it all around because it's too big and bulky. You used to have one of those. It died a horrible death in the 80s, says Rob Dog. Good evening, Fab. Jack's getting the new PSP 7T box reverb. They're putting a reverb on the new PSP 7. I think that'll spoil it. That's just my opinion. I think the one with the temperature on it kind of spoiled it as well. Jack, get one of those. What I had from Happy Droid, they're brilliant. Got loads of different frequencies, what the PSP 7 hasn't. Kathy saying, I think I had one of those when I was a kid. Well, I get this off my older brother gets me them because he well, I don't think he works there now. He does a lot for charity, even in the charity shops. And he says, "Oh, we've got one of these. Do you want it?" So he'll grab it for me. But yeah, it's really old Philips. See how dusty it is. Look, really old Philips tape deck in its case, and it's got microphone and things in that. Don't ever get rid of them. Like on the films. Yeah, like on the films. You wish you still did that, sell the appliance with a case. That was pretty common back then with radios and recorders. Yeah, yeah. You found your older stuff is better made, Rochelle. Yeah. Stella said, my house is weird. Stuff disappears and never comes back. Yeah, I said the same thing. My recorder went missing, which is why I bought two more, and it's reappeared in the case what I put it in, and it went missing from. You used to record Top of the Pops with yours. Yeah, I remember doing stuff like that when I was a kid. It's the only glass I could find. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't checked that video out about those EVPs, just have a look. Sometimes we can't get to the bottom of things, what's going on. We can't explain them, but we try. Oh, there's something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. I better put that pen down before I start making noises with it. Rachel say, "Oh, I'm just going to pop onto TikTok and give Amanda a hand till Babs gets back." All right, cool, no worries. Yeah, Tony's live on TikTok. I've got some exposing to do, and this is a really big channel. I may get a lot of trouble for this, but this guy's being annoying quite a lot of people, and you guys might be a fan of his. I don't know, but I don't think a lot of what he's getting on his ghost boxes is genuine. and that's Huff Paranormal. I'm going to recreate um, ways that he could be faking his ghost box sessions. I know a few people in America have debunked him, but he keeps changing the way he does his recordings. But his new recordings, I think I know how he's doing it. So I'm going to make a video about it. Hopefully not get into any trouble. I've got loads of stuff that needs converting. Old family cinefilm cassette tapes. Was it 8mm? I've got one of the old projectors in the loft. And I bought a reel off eBay about 9 years ago, and it was about an old seance. I still haven't watched it. I might actually send it off because the little projector that I've got, it's got like a bulb in and a belt on what turns the wheels, but the belt keeps slipping, so I can't watch it. Rochelle, oh my God, Huff. Mike saying Huff is the worst. Creepy Doll saying Huff Paranormal is a parasite. I do not agree with the way he kind of jumps on the bandwagon when somebody famous or something in the news happens. Somebody dies famous. He's got to contact them on a ghost box. And I mean, not is it only disrespectful, but what he's coming out with is just rubbish. And he makes these things up. I don't know if I've got one. I had one somewhere. I've got one. And he charges a lot of money for making these portals. But I'll show you what they are. Just little guitar amps. I mean, I've got 9 electric guitars. So I've got the pedals, the noise gate and the echo reverbs and things what you can stick to the sides. I'll build it up and I'll make a video and try and prove to you guys how he's doing it. So that'll be an interesting video. Christina, yeah, catch you again, Christina. Thanks for coming. Got to take him for a walk before bed. Yeah, look at the rest later, please do. Jackson, there's a new ghost app called Necrometer, which is out, which Huff Paranormal others are using. The thing is with apps, and I know some of you won't agree with this, but apps are for entertainment. You've got to remember that. Apps are for entertainment. Your mobile phone isn't designed to find ghosts. That's all I'll say to that. The only thing I'd maybe use as an app would be some sort of voice recording app. That was it. Or if I had to take film because my camera had died. Don't use apps. Don't rely on them for investigating. You can't do. He's doing it. He's sampling old interviews, running them through his bot, claiming he's speaking with the dead celebrities. Yeah, that is the old method he was using. He was obviously old interviews with the celebs before they died. He uploads them, but he plays them backwards and he puts a bit of reverb in there. So they've got an echo and a bit of static to give it that crackly noise. But somebody in America cottoned onto it. They recorded it and then they played his recording backwards. And it was that person speaking forwards. So it was clearly he had been, and they matched it up with an interview on TV. So he's clearly being faking it in that respect. You are right, Mr. Rob Dog. But his newer videos, he's doing it so you can only barely hear what they're saying. And I think I do know how he's doing it. I'm not going to say too much because I want to put it in the video. Don't want to spoil the video. Yeah. Why is he the only person in the world that can speak with dead celebrities? He's not, is he? It's not real. He's just conning people, but he's got a massive following. And I think he's selling them round about $1,000 for a guitar amp with some pedals built up. They don't cost that much, you know. I think that little amp there was about 40. I got it, so it was somebody else. It's £40, and you're talking something like 20 to £30 each for the pedals. The little bits you need, maybe about £120 English, and what's that, about 150 US dollars, and he's selling them for that much. And he put some pound shop lights around it with a copper coil. It's just, you know. Anyway, that was something else I was doing, Huff Paranormal. Because I did notice with this accident at sea with a submersible, he jumped straight on the bandwagon, and he was. I thought, you know, so disrespectful. Sounds like the rubber on the belt has dried out. Shouldn't be too difficult to fix. How would you fix that, Mr. Rob Dog? Mr. Gray debunked him and never heard of Huff before. And that once I watched Mr. Gray's video, it was disgusted by him. Yeah, shame on Huff. Yeah, I haven't seen Mr. Gray. I don't watch Mr. Gray's videos. The only other debunker I'll take note of is Beardo. Shape destroyed him as well. Oh, well, good. I'm glad other people are doing it. I haven't seen those videos. I'm going to do my own take on it. So, yeah. But I will build one to show you how the build and how he's using it. Hi, Aaron. How are you doing? Hi, Broken Capital. How are you doing? We're good, thank you. People like Huff drive you nuts, says Stella. I've been through a nightmare with my son and spirits, right? Mr. Gray. No, I've never watched one of Mr. Gray's videos. You see, our speciality really isn't, although we can debunk and expose because it's part of an investigator's job. We're paranormal investigators. Just we do that if somebody pops up and starts robbing you guys, like trying to take money off you for fake psychic readings, or like the smug puppy videos where they just faked everything. Red shoes. Looking forward to watching your video about Huff. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be up over the next few days. And on Saturday we've got a PSI team barbecue where Tony and I and the 4 mods are coming. So there's going to be 6 of us having a few beers and a few burgers. Friday, I don't know if I'll get it done on Friday, so it might be next week. Catherine said, yeah, it might be to see my take. Yeah, every I say debunker, investigator has their own ways of doing things. We're both really angry, but that sounds like a great idea. Who was angry? These other debunkers. Hi, Rachel. Welcome back. Yeah, Jack. Others are doing spirit box sessions with the Ocean Gate, which is disrespectful. Yeah. The people are jumping on it because obviously it's in the news at the minute. Anything on YouTube to do with Ocean Gate, the submersible, people will watch it. It'll get a lot of views, which is why they're doing it. Basically, more views means more money for these that are monetized. They're all bottom feeders. Yeah, Kathy, you're right. We will enjoy the barbecue. We hope it's not going to rain. We've got a gazebo to put if it does. Oh, Mr. Rough Dog saying you should live stream the barbecue, even if it's just half an hour. It would be good. Yeah, I was thinking about that, Mr. Rough Dog. I could introduce you guys to all the moderators because I don't think you've actually seen them, have you? You've seen Tony and myself. Yeah, each debunker can have a different take on different angles. Yeah, I mean, without being there, even though it's I could say one thing, BDO could say another thing. They're both kind of right. It could be done either way, you know. What was that? Creepy Doll is saying, what is so funny about the Ocean Gate thing is from what you understand, the sub imploded an hour and 45 minutes after its initial descent, meaning they died on Sunday. Um, I'm not sure. I didn't really watch much of it. I just saw obviously the tragedy on the news. It wasn't announced for 5 or 6 days after, were these spirits talking to Huff and Hope for those 5 or 6 days. Exactly, Creepy Doll. Rachel, get the paper bag ready for your face. What for if we live stream the barbecue? You know, you don't have to do that. People might want to watch you getting drunk, Rachel. Hi, Auntie Kaylee, says Lisa. PSI piss, and that's just Rach and Babsy. Yeah, our moderators, they are actually part of our team, even though it's just Tony and me. The four moderators, we're our old friends, and they do a lot of behind the scenes things. They get us locations, that they make us things what we need making. They get us information. They ring up places that they don't just moderate like the live chats. They do quite a bit for us. So there's actually 6 in the team, but it's Tony and myself, or Tony and I, the correct English, who kind of at the front of it. Shandy would like to see that. All right, I'll live stream that, even if it's just for half an hour. We'll save everybody a hot dog and a burger. Yeah, Shandy, they are good mods. Like I say, we've known Babs for quite a while, and obviously Tina, my partner. I know her. Rachel, we've known for is it about 2 years? Rachel, I can't remember. Auntie Kaylee said, so they're the ones that do the work then? Yeah, pretty much. Apart from when you see us on camera, that's us. we kind of do all the equipment stuff and the filming. They do all the behind the scenes stuff. Year and a half, Rachel. All right, okay. So yeah, Rachel kind of met us on our TikTok live, and she asked to be a mod. So we made Rachel a mod, and then we said, "Do you fancy coming for an investigation in an RAF airbase?" She's like, "Yeah, all right then." She never met us before. Tony picked her up. I met them two there in my car. And yeah, she went investigating with 2 men she'd never met before, which was strange in itself, but she's here. We looked after her. You didn't know mods did all that work, Red Shoes. Mods normally don't, but our mods do. Our mods, our friends, they look after us. They keep us, keep our feet on the floor, if you know what I mean. Rob Dogs, aren't they your stunt doubles? No. I think I did one video of them, Rachel and Babs, on an investigation at one of the RF bases where they're in the basement. I think I call the video PSI mods swear the most. You want to hear the language coming off them? Them two can swear. That's cool. Yeah, it is. Was it a local RF base? There's an X base not far from me that's supposedly haunted. Whereabouts are you, Mr. Roughdog? No, it was Driffield Air Base. Jolene saying, you're all amazing people. And hi all. Hi, Jolene. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice of the mods to do something like that. They like to be involved, so we like to involve them. It was funny. Yeah, it's Babs who's doing most of the swearing. I gave him I gave him my Sony hand cam and said, "Here, go in the basement. All the light. It's pitch black, by the way." I said, "Turn your torches off and just film what goes on because it's a night vision camera." Swear it was quite funny. Swearing coming from the basement. She goes, "Oh my effing god! Can you hear that? There's something down there." So we'll make sure you get it on camera. Oh, what was I talking about? I also have to mention. I don't know if you know, both Tony and I are members of the Warren Foundation for Paranormal Research. The Warren Foundation was formed by Chris McKinnell, which is Ed and Lorraine Warren's grandson, in 2014. We've both had video calls with Chris. We investigate for them. I have to mention that if anybody needs any kind of help in the States or in the UK, wherever you are, uh, if you don't want to contact PSI directly, if we're not in the UK, you can contact the Warren Foundation, and we'll, if it's in the UK, we'll be probably involved with that anyway. So just to let you know, if you have a look for those, the Warren Files, that's them on YouTube. Oh, you're on English Welsh borders, Mr. Rough Dog, ex-RF best called. Is it Sleep Airfield? 10 miles from Shrewsbury. Jolene. Lisa says, is that the group that's doing 28 days? No. I'm sure you've heard of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Obviously both dead now, but the foundation that they've left, they collect, or what's they collect? They gather members. It was one of Lorraine Warren's and Chris's thing that they wanted to network around the world. Some of the best investigators for particular jobs. And PSI, well, Tony and I are on that. We're both members of the Warren Foundation. We know our stuff. 28 days. No, that was was that on Netflix? 28 days. Tina's the angel of all the mods. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, you've heard quite a bit. I mean, I do like to catch up on a Wednesday with what's going on. I like to catch up with you guys and find out your experiences as well. So, is there any experiences that you guys would like to share while we're on a live and we can talk about it? We generally do this on the TikTok social media platform as well, because that's what we are here for. We are paranormal investigators. Debunking's a second job, should I say. If there's any advice we can give you, or is anybody being haunted? We're a paranormal channel, I have to ask. That would hurt if you put it on your nose. Warren Foundation doing it? No, I don't think so, unless there was members of the Warren Foundation. I never had to, well, to be honest, I watched the first one, then kind of didn't like the method that much that they was using, so I'd stopped watching. Panaka, good night. Thanks for coming. Take care. Have a good weekend as well if we don't see you before the weekend. Jolene, good question. I'm curious what the shadow man is that you see when you have that sleep thing. Do you mean like sleep paralysis? I used to suffer with sleep paralysis. Every now and again it comes back. I'll have to watch it again to see. Yeah, definitely, Lisa. Right, I'll just answer this. So when you're having, sleep paralysis. So when, for those that haven't had sleep paralysis, it's when you kind of wake up, but you can't move because your brain's still kind of asleepish. It's not sending that signal to the rest of your body. So you can only kind of move your eyes like this and look around. You can't even talk. It's very scary. It's like you're paralyzed. Um, there's still a debate about whether or not there's entities in the room, because I've seen entities in the room as well. I don't know if it's my mind making it up. You know what I mean? My brain doing it like because it feels weird. Because you can feel a presence. I've seen things, but it's hard to say that it's paranormal. Um, yeah, people do see shadows. Some people feel as though somebody's knelt on the chest and they see like an old woman, like a witch. People have had different entities in the room with them. Like I say, I've had shadows and horrible things. I do know what actually creates quite a bit of sleep paralysis. If you've got a lot going on in your life, your stress, anything like that, that contributes towards it. Also, what you eat before bed as well doesn't help. Oh, welcome back, Rochelle. Cassie said, I reckon you the Three Musketeers and as bad as each other. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, like I said, it depends what's going on in your mind, what you've eaten. If you haven't had much exercise, but I've found the older I get, I don't get as much exercise because I'm working constantly. I don't do. I used to do a lot of running, uh, preparing for like London Marathon and things, and I don't even do that now because I'm just so busy with everything. Um, exercise helps. Eating the right things in the evening helps, and try and de-stress before bed as well. Don't think about things when you go to bed. You always turn away when you notice them. Yeah, it's different for everybody. I'm just trying to catch up with these comments. Yeah, it's different as long as that's working for you. Tina's been there when it's happened to me as well. She's obviously slept next to me, and in my head, I'm shouting for help. I'm shouting help, and screaming and shout help because I need to be woke up properly. I need to be shook, and it snaps me out of it. But Tina said it just sounds like whimpering. I said, but in my head, I was shouting. So everything is paralyzed basically when you suffer with sleep paralysis. Uh, Stella said, my son could see spirit as a child. We advised to take him to a child psychiatrist for possible psychosis, which he didn't have. He wasn't hallucinating. Sounds familiar. Yeah, same with me. I was kind of brought up with it. Earliest memory, I was 4 years old. I could see things. I'm my mum's tarot reader, the same as me, and my three boys are the same as me as well. We've both got. Oh, sorry, we've all got that kind of sixth sense. But yeah, just be there for your son. That's all I can say. If he asks questions, help him. You know, children are more in tune than you realize. And as they get older, it's kind of drummed out of them as they're going through school because they start doing other things. But just be there for support. And if they're telling you there's something there, believe them. That'd be my advice. If they want to sleep with the light on, let them sleep with the light on. Lights always help. It's always helped me when I was a child. I think they were misdiagnosed. Yeah, the minds are more open, like Shannon just said. Rob Dogg's only experienced sleep paralysis twice in his life. Once when I was a toddler, another time I was in mid-20s. Both were terrifying. They are. It's a horrible experience. There's just a feeling of dread, obviously, because you can't move, you're scared. And that's when things start coming in the room, things what aren't supposed to be there. You was that child, light on. Yeah, I'm still that child with a light on. He's 23 now and still talks about he hasn't slept in his bedroom since he was 5, right? Yeah, I mean, it's all interesting stuff. I mean, it's surprising unless you ask people if they've actually had any experiences like that. And then obviously there's quite a few in the chat what's experienced things or they've had kids what have experienced it. I mean, I don't like the dark. I mean, I'm a paranormal investigator and I don't like the dark, but you just persevere, don't you? It's what's in the dark what I don't like, to be honest. Your mind plays tricks on you, doesn't it? Guess you missed it. Not going to type again. What did I miss, Mr. Rough Dog? Let me have a look. Oh, sorry. Yeah. When I was 11, my dog died tragically. The next day, my mum's boyfriend was in his car messing with the stereo while I was walking out. He looked in the mirror and apparently saw my dog walking alongside him. Wow. Yeah. I do like to think that, your animal friends are with you when they pass over. My dog, Tina will tell you, my dog, what dad, Ozzy, was a cross Rottweiler with a Labrador, but he was the best dog I've ever had. He was like a friend, he's like one of the kids. When he went, I was in bits. It still upsets me, and it's years later now. And we still say he haunts this house. I've got a shot on YouTube somewhere. I used a trail cam because I kept hearing running up and down the stairs. Um, and I captured this thing. It was like a white, it was a mist or a shape. Seemed like a tail because he had a tail, even though he was a Rottweiler, didn't have his tail clipped. And you see it like he walks past the camera with his tail. It just looks like what he did. And that's on YouTube. It's only I had to slow it down. It's very quick. But have a look down. It's I can't remember what I labeled it, ghost dog or my ghost dog or something like that. Yeah, I do. I would like to think that there was with us our pets. Where are we? You saw both times shadow figures that lurked and crept out. Thankfully, he managed to force some movement and snaps out. Yeah, that's what you've got to do. If there's somebody sleeping next to you, you've got to get their attention. If you're suffering with sleep paralysis, shout as much as you can because believe me, that shouting is only a whisper. And if they hear you, you need to tell them that they have to shake you to snap you out of it. Stella said my husband saw his mother in the same bedroom 3 weeks after she died. That was before my son was born. Wow. Sounds your husband sounds very tuned in, very sensitive. Mr. Rough Dog said I came home and he was shaking with fear in the kitchen. My mum was plying him with drinks. He wouldn't set foot in our house for weeks. Yeah, I mean, some people do react like that. I wouldn't. I mean, if it was a ghost or a ghost pet, I think that's a nice thing. You had to drive him to his parents. He was shaken. You're out with your 12-year-old dog now, Shandy. Oh, well, go careful. Because it's kind of getting dark. I can still hear the birds singing though, and it's dark. Looking out the window. Wow. Anyway, so unless anybody's got anything else, I'm going to shoot off. But before I go, somebody else, Mike Williams, he worked in an old hospital on Harley Street and have to stay a bit there sometimes. One night I was woken up by the bed moving a meter from left to right. Had to get out of there pretty sharp. Wow. Is it abandoned? Are you a security guard or is it a working hospital? You're some kind of like nurse or security or something. It'd be cool to film in somewhere like that. Yeah, it's insane. Ozzy, my ghost dog, was looking for his hot dogs. He loved hot dogs. It's dusk. Yeah. Stella said, sister's seen your father after his passing. Wow. You know, maybe that's what it is. Some people, when they pass over, they do want to come back and visit the loved ones just to let them know that everything's all right, or maybe to come back just to go like that to them. I don't know. But it'd be good if that happened to everybody, but not everybody can see that, can they? Creepy doll. I have a video of an orb, but my dog saw it, and it was after my husband died. The orb flew out from the back of my husband's recline out the window. All right. You know, creepy doll. We don't actually use orbs as evidence because there's too many things there can be, and I would be able to explain that. But you know, if you want to take that as spiritual, please do. It's a good. It's still cool to see the film if you've got the footage. Oh, it's a working hospital, Mike. Okay. Look at Mark networking. Yeah. Loads of weird stuff happens every day. Mike, you know what you want to do? If you've got some sort of little camera and you're allowed to, well, when nobody's looking, just, you know, see if you can capture anything or even take some sound recordings using a little voice recorder, just a small one, like something like that. Rob Dog's going to go. Yeah, take care. We're off as well. I just need to say thanks to everybody for tuning in. I will be catching up every Wednesday, hopefully, with everybody. This is what I do. You will see us live at some point this weekend, hopefully, maybe the barbecue, maybe Friday. I don't know. We haven't planned anything for tomorrow. But yeah, you've been awesome. I loved speaking to everybody. I try and get everybody if I can. Creep it all. Yeah, direct message it. Yeah. You don't take orbs as evidence, but your dog's reaction was odd. Yeah. I could understand why you saying that. Yeah, but dogs and cats can sense things probably what we can't. I've got a pic that's pretty interesting, Mike. Yeah, send us it, Mike. Yeah, on your way out, if you haven't clicked like, please give us a like. Oh, by the way, I need to tell everybody before you all shoot off, we are very close to our watch hour monetization. If you do get a chance, please just watch something. You're really helping us just by doing that. Very close. You've really helped us out already, I know, but we're still just a little bit short. We will get there, but the algorithm will change for us once we hit that target, and I know it will. Your son, who's now 25th of June, said he was someone in the house, which he hasn't said for years. Turned out to my brother had passed. Right, Stella. It'd be good. Yeah, the investigator in me says, get a camera there, get something caught on film. Have a good one, Mr. Rough Dog. Okay, Creepy Doll, after Friday, you're working 9 days solid. You workaholic. Try and get some rest, though. Yeah, no worries. Kathy, thank you as well. Take care, stay safe, and night to the mods. Yeah, Mike, send it to PSI, please. psihull@gmail.com or my other email, marktlindsay@hotmail.co.uk. Have a good day, good night, Jolene. Shandy, thanks for coming. Creepy Doll, Mike. Red Shoes, yeah, you've been awesome, you. I know you have. You've been watching everything. Thank you. Yeah, Mike, please send the pic. Akariku, I didn't even see you come in. Akariku, good night, yeah. Not your choice. Someone going on vacation. Okay. Yeah, to catch Stella, if you're trying to get them on film, you generally don't get them on film. What we do is we just tend to leave cameras running, and you have to go through hours of footage, but there's always that one time when you do capture something when you're not expecting it. Yeah, Jack. Good night, Jack. Sorry, Akarika, I did not see it. Your messages haven't been popping up. Yeah, good night anyway. Thank you for popping in. Yeah, if you go over to our TikTok channel, Tony's giving out free readings, I think, 3 card tarot readings. Go give him a shout. Try and get his attention. He'll hopefully fit you on the list. Um, if he hasn't got a big list already. Yeah, you've all been awesome. Thank you very much. I'm going to say good night. God bless, and see you again real soon. Take care. Thanks to the mods as well.